Tired of everyone telling you to find your passion, but no one telling you how? Welcome to the Korean Connection, and I'm your host, Korean, an attorney with a passion for empowering others to use their many talents and skills towards a path of self-discovery and alignment. Join me as I share my personal stories, professional insights, and practical tips, and how you can connect the dots between what you're great at and turning your passions into purpose. Let's connect. Push it to the left, make it go no more. Make it like no, I'm coming back home. I'm dirt road, all on you. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Korean Connection. This episode, I have a very special guest. It's my auntie Debbie. Her name is Debbie Ann Smith.
Yes.
And I brought her onto the show to talk about this thing called peace. And we're talking about peace in the context of your children, right? And knowing when to let go. And, you know, I've watched Debbie raise these two kids, my cousins, Jalen and Alyssa. Alyssa is now 24.
Yes.
And Jalen is 23 years old.
Yes.
And you're still alive.
I'm alive.
And you see how peaceful she looks?
Do I?
Yes, you do. But she always sort of like have that disposition, though. She's a very peaceful, calm, soft-spoken person.
Right.
I try to channel her when I'm in my active spirit, when I'm feeling spicy. But I wanted to talk to Debbie about this thing called peace, because these kids. These kids will run you ragged, right? They will literally send you to the madhouse. And I've had like a bird's eye view of sort of watching Jalen and Alyssa kind of grow up and seeing how you have to let go. There comes a point where you sort of have to let go. So first, welcome to the Korean Connection, Debbie.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us. But let's just talk about parenting in general, right? Where are you now in the space of parenting? Are they in the house? Are they out the house? What's going on with them?
They have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's where they are. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm trying to get both feet out,
right?
But they're dragging. They're taking their time. I don't mind them being there, but I need them to be moving forward, just being active in life.
When you say moving forward, in what way?
Like, you know how life is.
Yes.
If you don't set a plan, if you don't get things in motion, life just happens to you and it beats you up.
Yo, and that is the thing with this generation, the kids, is like they're so lackadaisical with life.
Yeah.
Like they're so unbothered by everything, and they think that they can earn everything really quickly. Yeah. So this whole idea that you and I had, where you sort of had to like plan out how you expect for your life to be,
right,
and sort of executing that plan out the door. So like, how do you deal with that?
Well, first of all, I made the mistake. The mistake of didn't have the struggles we had. So we had to plan. They didn't have, our parents made sure we had a roof and we had food. We took it another step. They had a roof, they had food, they had toys, they had all these things, and they thought it came easy. Saw how our parents got to where they were. They didn't really see us. We didn't let them see the struggle. We did the struggle, and then we showed them all the niceties. They didn't get to see how we did it. So now they're like, I don't have to work so hard.
Right. My mom's got it.
I've been traveling to Antigua and Jamaica and Mexico, and I've been traveling all my life. Why do I have to do anything to do this?
And it's not coming at the same cost.
No, it's not.
Because they're not saving every dollar in order to get there. Just sort of whatever quick money come, like, I need a vacation and I'm just going.
From what?
Vacation from what?
Right?
What
are you taking a vacation from?
So like, okay, so you said we made the mistake.
Yes,
we
did.
And us as parents, we often make that same mistake. We all are guilty of it, right? Because, I mean, let's kind of dive a little bit into that though. Like, why? I mean, I understand why.
Right.
But like, how do you allow your kids to struggle?
Well, I think showing them what you're doing, not just doing it and not letting them be a part of it. So my kids, I got up and I went to work. They knew I went to work, but they didn't understand all the nuances of what was happening. They knew we went on vacation, but they didn't see how we saved for the vacation. They didn't see what the conversation was leading up to that vacation, or
the sacrifices that you made
they
for
didn't
the
see
vacation.
that. They just saw all the pretty clothes and we're going and there we go. So I think letting them be a part of that and not just doing it, because we saw our parents. I saw my mother. I saw my mom go to work. I saw her, how she had to struggle to take care of all of us. So not hiding, taking away that curtain and letting them see all the things. And they know stuff. They know stuff. So you can explain to them from a very young age that this is how you save for a vacation.
Yeah.
This is how you save to buy a car and not get into a car payment.
Right.
This is how you save for a house, and everything just, they don't just come.
To
We
involve
work
them in
hard.
the
Yeah,
process.
we
I
have
think
to involve them in the process.
That's definitely key, to involve them in the process. Because I've been, I've been saying to myself, like that bathroom light stay on. It don't matter if anybody's in there.
That water
You
keeps
never know
running.
that water.
Why
Bro,
is the shower on and nobody's in the shower?
this is a side note, and I'm just going to mention it because I still have to pay this bill. But the other day, I got a water bill. My water bill is $2,000.
You have a pool.
No. I've had this pool for a while. It's never been that. It's never been anything remote, because I'm embarrassed to even tell you what my water bill is on a monthly basis, because I don't want anybody to know if it's like too low and should be higher. But it's like always ridiculously low. And like when I saw that $2,000, but you know what was causing it?
What?
A leaky toilet downstairs. And because nobody really used that bathroom, that toilet downstairs, it was just water was just leaking downstairs. Simple shit, simple stuff like that, right? Plus the light being on will literally send me over the edge, because it's like I'm like, you know what I could have done with $2,000? I have to pay for water and light, and they don't get that. No matter how often I'm like, turn it up. They don't get that, and I've been telling myself, like, I'm gonna print out the light bill and put it on the refrigerator, and maybe if they can see like the small differences they make in just sort of turning off the turning off the light, they can see the differences in the bill and say, oh, like there is a direct correlation. Not just my mom saying it because she just liked to talk, because I literally feel like I'm white noise in my house. Yeah. To be able to see the effects of the bill, and then maybe even tie it to something, right?
Something that they ask for, something that they want. Okay, you want to go to the mall with your friends. I got to take $50. If I was going to spend $100, $50 got to go to this water bill.
Right.
Because this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Or the light bill. They have to see it, that is tangible to what's happening to them, so they can understand. That's where I think I went wrong.
I think many parents go wrong.
I'm growing up.
Because it's kind of like, you kind of want them to be kids, There's like the essence of like, you don't want to take away their innocence from them and them have to worry about. I remember I was taking Olivia to her birthday party, and some of her friends were like in the car, and they were talking about what they would do if they won the lottery. And all the other girls are talking about all these, I'm going to go to Disney, whatever, Disney World, or go take this. And this one girl, she's just like, I'm going to pay the light bill. And I'm just like, there's like
so she knows.
So she, in her household, she knows that money pays bills. Bills come first. And the fact that she had the wherewithal to think, I'm going to alleviate my parents, from sort of like, I'm help them in whatever way I can, that shows a lot of maturity for her age. But a part of me was just like, why is she worried about the light bill? You know what I mean?
Because
at that
it's
age.
Probably a real struggle in her house, right? Or she's heard it so much but we have to make them be a part of it.
There at least has to be some sort of balance. You
Yes.
don't want to take away their childlike innocence
Yeah.
in burdening them with the world before the time, but definitely to involve them as a part of the process. I definitely think that's key. So, all right. So now you said they're 1 foot in the house and
Yeah.
1 foot out. What the hell does that mean? Because
So, for example,
I'm feeling triggered.
for example, my daughter moved to New York and she's living by herself, expensive New York. But I live in Connecticut, so she comes on the weekend. She's like, "Oh, it feels like a getaway," and wants to take my car to go hang out with her friends. You could come and visit, but you don't have all the luxury that you used to have. You don't live here anymore. Oh, Mom, don't you miss me? I do, but I also need my car. So you know what? Come when I can. You Uber.
Right.
Like,
right.
she doesn't want to Uber using her money, but she
Right.
still wants the luxury of coming home and having all the things that home offers, but she's also living somewhere else.
But at least she's living on her own. And the girls kind of get there faster than the boys. So let's
girls
even talk
do.
about that.
The girls do.
Like, what is the difference? You have a boy and a girl.
Yes.
So what are are there any differences in how you have to sort of be intentional about the boy as opposed to the girl?
I think it took her some time also because she also had to find her own way. But what was absolute, there was a line drawn between her and I. And I don't know, it's girls and their mothers. And then she took off. But my son, I don't know.
Let's talk about the sons.
I don't know.
Because, they talk about the sons are really clingy to the mom. Like, is he going to be in the basement until he's 30s
No.
and that sort of situation?
What is funny, one of my coworkers, her son still lives with her. Not only does he live with her, I think he's like 45. And his kids
No.
live with her. And I'm
No.
like, I can't do it. Every time I see you, my heart hurts. I can't do it. And she's like, he's not going anywhere. But I think she's okay because now she's older. So I think the dynamics have changed a little bit.
Yeah.
And she likes the company. But I'm like, what? He gotta go.
Right. So let me ask, so go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was saying, I don't think I really would mind as long as I see him moving forward. But if you're just in the basement playing video games, then it's a problem.
How do you instill that sort of structure at this point? Like,
You kick them out.
force the independence.
You have to. And it hurts your heart as a mother. It does. It feels hard. It feels harsh. But you kick them out.
So this episode is about peace, girl. So tell me, how do you find peace in doing that? Even in deciding, like, okay, you have to go.
Right.
That's a hard decision for a mom.
It was very hard because, and still is, because my son is still home. But when I learned that they were taking me for granted, like, you are not seeing my sacrifice, and it's not that it wasn't easy for me to say, look, you have to find your way, you have to go, because this is not, I can't see how you're gonna move forward if you don't step out and go. But you get to a place that you have to choose yourself, and choosing yourself means that I can't afford to feed you. You have to be able to feed. I mean, I can't afford the food. I can't afford.
It's like, enough is enough.
Enough.
Just a financial part alone, there has to be some sort of end game.
Like, I would come home from work and Jayla is like, he'll say, "Oh, how was work? It's okay. What did you do all day? Oh, I just woke up. I went to a whole job." You just woke up. What are we doing?
And what does that do for your mental health in that sort of scenario when you've worked a full job and you come home and he's like waking up and from a slumber?
Listen, most of the time I would just ignore and just go shower and lay down because
That's one way in finding peace.
But now, so after taking care of them from so young and watching them grow and to different stages and going through crises and different things with the kids, it's a heartstring that pulls when you have to tell them, look, you have to have the hard discussion with them. But it's not just for you, it's for them,
Right.
And I'm learning that being with myself, because I no longer have to worry about all the things with the kids. I don't
Yeah.
have to worry about what you do. Learning about myself again. Who am I?
Without the kids.
Without the kids.
Yes.
What do I asked Alyssa to go to a concert with me, and she was like, "Oh, Mom, that's not my thing." She didn't want to go, and I bought my ticket and I went by myself, and I'm like, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
I like to go to comedy shows. I go to a comedy show by myself. I'll go to a concert by myself. When my girlfriends can't go, I'll go by myself. So my piece is coming now and learning what are the things I always wanted to do.
Because we underestimate as parents, as mom especially, how much of yourself you lose
Absolutely.
in rearing these children.
Absolutely.
And then this constant worry over their lives and their future and what's going to happen to them. And so, you talk about them having like one foot in the door and one foot out the door. But there's also like this worry of being able to protect them from harm.
No more.
From the danger of the world.
I'm not in that space
You're not
anymore.
in that space anymore.
No.
How did you get there?
It took time when I learned that they don't care.
Like, they're not even worried about for themselves.
They don't care about me.
Ah.
So they'll say it. They don't care. So,
Right.
and it sounds selfish. You have to stop. Like, you have to. What they choose to do, everything that I've done, I've helped you to get to be more than what I have accomplished. So I
Yes.
know I've done what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
What you do here on out is on you. And I
Right.
can't hold myself responsible for that I cannot. You're going to drive me crazy. And I had to let go. Like, you're going to learn that life is going to be hard.
Yeah.
And that's a lesson I can't prevent from happening. That's going to happen.
And not to be like, bring the tenure down of the conversation, but there was like an incident that happened with Jalen where he almost lost his life. And sort of randomly too.
I think that's the reason why he's still in my house. Because that string of that is particular thing that happened. I think that's the reason why I haven't have that hard line with him as I have with my daughter. Because
talk to us through that. How do you find peace through, almost losing him?
Right.
But yet you still want him to be able to have that independence, and he has to learn all the hard lessons still. So you kind of have to still want to push him out the door into this dangerous world.
Right.
How do you find peace after that situation?
Can I tell you? And it's a hard place as I feel myself feeling anxious. I went through his photos when everything happened and he was in the ICU. I had went through his photos to look at what pictures would I pick for him. Like, I got to a place where I sat down and I was talking to God, and I'm like, God, I don't know what this is about. I really don't know. But I'm going to pray. I'm going to do the things that I know how to do. I'm going to try my best to make sure he gets the right care. And then I leave everything else to you. Whatever you
leave it to God.
decide,
Yeah.
whatever you decide it's going to happen,
Yeah.
it's going to happen. I'm going to do all that I can do, all that I know how to do. And then I'm going to leave. I think you have to put yourself in a space that whatever happens, and it's going to be okay. There's something behind all of this, and it's going to be okay.
So you'll kind of have to sort of let go and let God,
You have to
essentially.
let go. You have to.
For me to even witness that,
Right.
I kind of went into lawyer mode to kind of deal with that situation because it's
Yeah.
like making sure that
Yeah.
everything. But what was also so confusing for me, just sort of watching it from the outside, so I can't even imagine what you were going through.
Right.
It was so confusing
Right.
because it was so senseless.
Right.
There was like no rhyme or reason.
Right.
He didn't have beef with anybody.
Yeah.
He didn't, like, literally stray bullets.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Almost took his life.
Yeah.
Just from walking, he wasn't even just walking on the street. A straight bullet as he's driving in the car. Going about his business. Your car.
Yes.
Right? So something that happened so senseless, you know, it kind of like really resonates to your point. Like, you can only protect them but so much.
Right.
Because eventually they have to go out into the world.
Yeah.
And you can't shield them from all the harm that may even come their way.
Right,
You just have to sort of rely on the tools that you've given him, knowing that you've done your best as a parent.
Yeah.
And God, and let God, right? And you were able to find peace through that. And now you're at a place where now you're still wanting that independence for him, but there's still that little tug.
There's a tug because of that entire incident that you feel still why, you know, but he's over it. He's milking it. He's milking it. He's milking it. I'm like, stop. Like, I was there when he came through, like when he was coming out of everything, and he wasn't talking with the trach in his neck, and he texted on the phone. He was like, Mom, I know it's hard, but just hang in there a little bit more for me. I'm almost. And I heard him, but now it's been a couple of years. Get up.
And plan.
Get up. Because while it happened to you, it also happened to us. It happened. We walked through it, watching you, making sure that you standing next to you, holding your hand, doing all the things. Get up. You're not allowed to lay down. You got to get up. And he's laying down. So he's got to get up.
What is it? Is there anything that you can do or think you can do at this juncture?
Right.
Or you think it's just like, he just have to find the drive internally? Or do you think there's something else you can be doing as a parent? Like, get out of my house.
He's relaxed because I'm home.
You have that safety blanket. Yeah. And the thing is that you just also need to realize that as mom, you're always going to be that safety blanket. They're all Debbie, I already know you. They're always going to have that safety blanket. So he's always going to know that he can come home. But, you know, the safety blanket can't be the crutch that's going to deter you from having a future and having a successful one of that.
You know what is hard? Seeing the potential in your kids and them not living up to the potential.
Isn't that just the thing for everybody? Just seeing the potential and not seeing unrealized potential.
Letting go of the potential.
You even have to let go of the potential.
I've let go. When I want to say maybe a few years ago, when I saw that I was watching something. I don't even know what I was watching. And it's like, it's their life to live. Yeah. It's not what I want them to be, but they have to be who they're supposed to. So I had to let go of who I wanted them to be or what I thought they could become.
Man, that is so powerful. Letting go of the potential to find peace. Because, I mean, that's just not even the context of kids.
It's not.
That's right? That is in the context of relationships. That's in the context of jobs. That's in the context of everything. And you're like, you know, you see the potential and you're holding on because you're like, okay, a little bit longer. Let me just hold on a little bit longer. Meanwhile, it's stifling you.
Absolutely.
It's stunting you. Absolutely. It's affecting your mental health and your health. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And so you have to sort of eventually let go of the potential. But how do you know when is the appropriate time?
It comes. When you've been worrying about and thinking about the same thing over and over and over and over, and you get to a place where whatever you pray, who you pray to, I don't know. When you get to a place where like, I don't know what to do, and this is driving me crazy. When you get quiet, that voice in your head will tell you, let it go. And it's going to be fine.
Listen, you know, I talk about this all the time, how, you know, we come from such a strong female-led family.
Right.
And all of the females in our family are so educated.
Right.
And education was such a big portion of who we are because we had no choice. We were told that, you know, you had to be better and, you know, this is the only way. And we all did our things, right? This generation, not so much.
No.
the education part of it, or going to school or having that college degree, is not so much of an importance.
Right.
And as I'm sitting here, and even though I acknowledge the strength of social media and how self-learning is powerful, and you don't necessarily need a formal education to be successful,
Right.
but I think it provides you with that sense of well-roundedness in order to navigate the world, right? How did you deal with that portion of it? Because I can't. If Julian tells me today that he's not going to college,
Right.
he may be homeless at 14. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, how did you deal with that decision? To kind of let go, even in the education, knowing how important education is to our bedrock of our
Right.
family.
Right.
For them not to want that and see that they don't want that for themselves.
You
How
can't
did you
want
find
it.
peace in that?
You can't want it for them. Can you want it? Can you, even if you want it for them, how is that going to work? I want it for you. I want you, Julian, to go to the best college. And I know you could do it because you got straight A's. And he graduates and he was like, I'm going to do this startup with my friends. You could want him to. How are you going to get him to do it?
But I think for me, I don't want to just limit it to say, okay, I feel like I don't want to say it out of my mouth. I don't want to say it out of my mouth. But if he had a plan,
Right.
because I feel like I'm rational. If you come to me with a plan and I could see the potential in the plan,
Right.
and see the discipline in you and the
Right.
passion in you that this is something you want, I feel like I would be, as a parent, I would want to be supportive. Not to forget about the backup or the safety net plan, right? Which
Right.
is an education always.
Right.
But if there was even that,
He told me a plan.
oh my God.
He told me a plan. He told me he wanted to be in real estate. I'm like, okay, man, let's do a real estate class.
I talked to him about that
I don't
too.
need to do a real estate class to do real estate, Mom. Okay, so what are we doing? How are we doing this? Because as parents, you tell us something, we're on it to help you
board.
get to where you need to be. You're not going to pull this heartstring of mine.
Yes.
I'm going to live my life. I'm going to live my
Y'all
life.
see the piece?
I'm going to live my life. And so you need to eat and I have a roof. But
Yeah.
that part is getting tired. But I'm not. I can't. Harry, I can't. I know I've done it. I have done it. I made sure you went to school. I gave you all the tools. I supported you in what fly.
And now fly.
You
Fly the
gotta
coop.
fly. You have to fly. You don't want to fly, you're gonna fall.
And you're okay with watching them fall too.
They have to fall. I've learned that they have to fall because that's part of the reason why they don't really.
They've never fell.
They've never fallen because we
catch
see
them all the
we
time.
see it coming and we fix it. There's a pothole. Let me cover it up. Oh, there's some water. Let's walk around. We've been doing that.
5 minutes before you walked in, I was just telling Claudio how Julian has football practice on Saturday. Like literally, I've been doing this podcast for 4 months. Every Saturday for 4 months. And he gets up this morning and he has football practice that he didn't tell me that he had.
Right.
And I'm getting ready and he's like, Mom, where are you going? Where I've gone every Saturday for the past 4 months.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And, he has no ride, no way of getting there. He knows I'm not home. I'm like, but what's the plan? You live here. You have friends. You can plan to get a ride, And the crazy part about it is like, I'm always the designated mom. My friends want to go to the movies. Can you take us? And it's like me and 5 boys in the backseat of my car. I'm like, where are their parents?
Yeah.
And how come you can't call on any of them to take you when you want to go somewhere? I'm like the designated chauffeur, So it's like when like you said, you don't allow, I'm like literally just cursing him out. Like, you're 14. You need to take some responsibility and plan this out, But then I'm still calling Uber. I'm still calling the neighbor. I'm still, figuring out. I'm calling his friend to see if he can get a ride on the scooter.
So that part that he's supposed to learn how to do, you just
Took it away.
took it away.
That's one of the things that I'm kind of learning in therapy. I'm growing. It's like, sometimes you just want to be helpful.
Yeah.
But being helpful, you're not realizing that you're actually taking away that person's
Absolutely.
power.
And I did that for many years with
Yeah.
the kids. I did it. So now here we are with my son. He doesn't want to fly. And I'm not saying something didn't happen to you, but things happen to people.
Yeah.
And people worse. People have lost limbs.
Lives.
And they still survive. They still have to, and they do very well. Why you don't want to fly, I don't know. Enough. Enough. I want to sip my tea and drink my book and sit by my bay window and worry about you.
So how would you say that you've managed, because people can be very judgy.
Right.
And they judge you based on your kids. I just saw something the other day where they're like, if you're going to judge me by my kid, judge me by the first one, not the second one. And I thought about Angela. I'm like, mommy, she probably should take that advice,
Nah, Angela do good.
But, people can judge you based on the success of your children.
Right.
So how do you deal with the judgment from people in your children not living up to their full potential?
I've spoken to my girlfriend about this because, you kids growing together, same age group and stuff. Am I going to allow what you think of me define my life? So that's where I'm at. I understand
just a
what
little
you're
plug.
saying.
That was my previous episode, like not caring about what people think.
I understand what you're saying, and not that I haven't felt it in the past. Oh well, no, now it's not a thing for me anymore. It's their life, and if you're an adult who's grown and lived, you understand it's
right.
the kids,
right? You have no real control.
No, you think you do.
Right.
But
perceived
you don't.
control, but it's not real control.
And it's not about me. It's about them. So I have to let them be. I can't hold it, Carrie. It's not mine. You could put it on me. I'm not going to take it. It's going to fall right in front of me.
Yes.
Oh, well.
This thing called peace.
Oh.
So how does it feel, though?
Feels nice. Sometimes it feels alone. It feels like it's lonely, but it's just you being quiet with yourself and learning what are the things I really wanted to do for me.
How did you even get to that place? Because that place is not so easy. Like, not a lot of people can sit in their own self. Right? We kind of seek companionship, and when you don't have it, you sometimes, you seek it in your children. And sometimes that kind of holds you to make you cling on. But you're clearly at a point where you're okay doing all these solo things.
Well, sometimes. Sometimes you could find yourself also scrolling on social media, just
taking up time.
But I've been doing it for a long time. So when the kids were younger, when they went to school and I was off from work, I would take them to school, go for breakfast by myself, go to the movies, watch a movie, or watch movies until school was out. And then I picked them up. We go do all the kids' stuff and the homework and all those other things. But it's something I've been practicing for a long time. Be by myself. I don't know. Maybe I was preparing for now.
God was preparing you for now, girl.
But I've always done that. So the things just become bigger.
Yes, but you're able to still maintain that sense of individuality, which I think is key. And I think that's sort of like the thread that's throughout all of these experiences that regardless of whatever it is that the kids are going through, you're going through, you still try to find time for you. And you're also very intentional about prioritizing you.
And you get, not that it happens all the time. Sometimes you get caught up and then you're like, wait a minute, why am I so irritable? Why am I haven't done anything for myself.
Right.
Yeah. So doing things right now that is just about me. I mean, before we went to Europe, one of my friends was getting married. So I went to Jamaica. I came back. We went to Europe. Yeah. I came back. My friend's like, let's go to Jamaica. I'm like, I went to Jamaica. And I'm just like, Debbie, what are you doing? But I feel okay. It's something I want to do, and I'm going to do it. because when the kids drop these expensive bombs on me, I still got to take care of it. So why not still
Take care of you. I think that's so powerful, and thank you so much for that. So, I mean, I think Debbie, you dropped a lot of gems for like new parents, and for myself.
Yeah.
You know, as I'm still going through this parenting journey, like my kids are still just hitting the teenage stage, so I feel like there's still time to reach them. You know, but if you were to give one solid advice to a parent, whether you're a young parent or parents with someone approaching their teens or someone with one foot in and out the door, like what is the advice that you would give to that parent?
What's the advice I would give to the parent? I would say get the kids involved. Don't just give them stuff. Don't just give the cell phone and give all the games. Let them see it comes from a real place, and this is how we get here. And don't forget yourself. Do something for yourself. Whatever it is you like to do, do something. If it's just going to flea markets and go stroll. Do something for yourself because you have to. It's hard raising kids, and it's hard because when they're young, we have this saying that when they're young, they tie up your feet, and when they're old, they tie up your heart. So I'm pulling these kids off my heart.
Cutting those heartstrings.
I'm pulling these kids off. They still got a direct connection, but I'm pulling these strings, kids. Nah.
Thank you so very much, Debbie, for joining us this week on the Korean Connection. And guys, that thing called peace, find it. And join us next time on the Korean Connection. Let's connect. Thank you guys for connecting with me today. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe to my channel, The Korean Connection. To connect with me, you can email me at thekoreanconnection@gmail.com. And don't forget that sometimes your passion whispers before it roars. And if you're listening closely, the next episode might be where it gets louder. Let's connect.
Push it to the